Welcome to another episode of Conversations in the Kitchen with RaqC, or in Spanish, Conversaciones en la Cocina con RaqC, where we talk about life, we talk about food, and before I start, I just want to say thank you. I've been getting so much feedback from you guys on my YouTube videos, people tagging me on their pictures, people tagging me from Mexico, the United States, Costa Rica. I mean, I'm so honored that you guys are duplicating and replicating these recipes con la familia de ustedes, and more importantly, your family is loving the food. So today, les voy a preparar unos huevos ahogados with nopales. Isn't your mouth watering? I was craving these the other day, and I said, no, pues, when I crave, I must have. And I knew that this mixture of huevos ahogados and nopales was gonna be finger-licking good. So now I'm gonna teach you guys. By popular demand, I'm gonna make this video for you guys, all right? So let me get my magic wand and let's create some magic. Okay, so this is what you will need. You will need 4 eggs or more if you have a bigger family. You will need some cebollita. I happen to chop mine up. It doesn't necessarily have to be chopped up because this is going in the blender. I have 3 whole tomatoes, but I'm gonna chop those up to put them in the blender. You're gonna need 2 to 3 chile guajillos. I usually take the seeds out of them, but 2 usually works for me. 3 dientes de ajo, fresh garlic preferably. Of course, you're gonna need nopales. I am a nopal lover, so I am gonna be using 4. I bought these at the supermarket with no espinas, and I'm actually gonna saute these with a little bit of coconut oil and garlic salt. So this is why I have the coconut oil, garlic salt. I'm gonna use a little bit of caldo de pollo for flavor, and a little bit of salt at the end, just in case the salsa needs a little bit more flavor. And I love to cook with organic coconut oil. So this is really simple ingredients that you can find at any supermarket. So let's get started. So we're gonna start off by seasoning our nopales with coconut oil. We're gonna, very, very simple. We're gonna spray them both sides, right? Para darle un poquito de sabor bien rico, chico, porque la comida sin sabor como que no va, right? A lot of people have this misconception that eating healthy and delicious has to be bland and no flavor, right? So we're gonna put a little bit of garlic salt on both sides. That's important that you get both sides. And then we're gonna throw them on to the indoor grill pan. A lot of people are asking me questions about my pan that we're about to throw them on. Very simple, I got it at Walmart. All right, so next step is you grill your nopales. And nopales, I wanna say, it takes about 5 minutes for nopales to cook. You see, bien asaditos. A lot of people don't know this, but when you boil vegetables, when you boil food, it loses nutritional value. So I love to grill my nopales. They taste way better when they're grilled. Sometimes I eat them alone like this with a little bit of limón y sal, y they're so good. So I'm gonna grill all 4 nopales, and then I'm gonna chop them up to put into my salsa. Okay, now it's time to make the salsa. Very easy. We're gonna get our tomatoes and we're gonna cut them in across, right? Para que quepan adentro de la licuadora. Of course, these are already washed, right? We're gonna get this onion. And I love onion personally, so I'm gonna use it all. All right, we're gonna agregar 3 dientes de ajo, fresh garlic, 3 of them. Okay, we're gonna also add hot water. No specific amount of hot water, just kind of calculate it, right? You want to make sure you have enough water so it'll blend. This is the magic ingredient, I would say, that makes the sauce even better. I like to personally, I don't have to boil them, but I do take off this little stem thing, and I like to take out a little bit of the seeds. So the blender is pretty packed. We're also gonna get a little bit of caldo de pollo, not too much, and we're gonna top it, all right? So now this sucker is ready to blend, and that is exactly what we're going to do. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna blend the salsa and the nopales together. So look how beautiful this salsa came out. Chile guajillo, you guys, is the magic ingredient. If you're gonna learn anything from this video, is how to make homemade salsa. You can use this for this type of dish, huevos rancheros, just a regular salsa to eat with your food. So we're gonna pour this in. Oh, I love that sound. I'm gonna pour this in. It's nice and thick, just like I visualize it to be. This is why we can't put a lot of hot water, because then it gets too watery, okay? So we're gonna put the fire up a little bit so it can boil a little bit. And then we are going to dump the nopales in here also, okay? So good. And we're gonna let these two simmer together, like a marriage. They're gonna learn how to work together today. So this is the real fun part, because you get to drop these eggs in the salsa that's boiling right now, right? So I like to crack each egg and dump them from an individual bowl versus cracking the egg inside the salsa. This is the way I like to do it. Now, if you prefer to crack it directly into the salsa, well, more power to you. But I feel like there's more of a possibility that the yema will burst if you do it like that. So I crack my eggs and then I dump them into the salsa. Don't they look pretty? Snap! All right, so this is my favorite part. This is why these huevos are called huevos ahogados, because you're gonna drown them in the juice. So you get each egg and you dump it in. Carefully and gently, right? And you don't want to dump them in the same part, because you don't want them to overlap. And it depends on you. If you like your yema, your yolk to be hard, then you keep them in there for a longer period of time, obviously. But this is why they're called huevos ahogados, because you drown them in sauce, right? And you let them cook. I like to let them cook for about 2 minutes. And when you start seeing the white stuff above the salsa is when you know that your eggs are cooking. So I like to let them cook for about a minute or two, and then I take them out, scoop them up with a little bit of salsa, and enjoy. And here you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the final product, el resultado final. Don't you love when you go through the process of making something and it just comes out exactly the way you visualize it, or even better? I actually didn't leave the eggs on the stove in the sauce for too long, just because personally, and it's all about personal preference, me fascina la yema a little bit soft, right? So we're gonna do it, the famous taste test. See if everything tastes on point. Oh my goodness, this for breakfast, this for dinner. Lo pueden servir on a bed of rice. You could serve it with a side of frijolitos negros. I mean, listen, whatever you're craving, fulfill it. Go for it. Don't limit yourself. This is nice and hot, just like I like my food. Let me take a moment to indulge in this greatness. Oh! I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me 2 thumbs up. Make sure you share this video with a friend. Make the recipe, more importantly. Tag me on your pictures and drop a comment below. Tell me what else you want to see me create. Thank you guys for giving me good feedback on Instagram, on Snapchat. I love you guys. And remember, I created and I started my own line of bilingual aprons. Sabrosa y Picosa is just one of them. If you want to purchase your own, you can go to brazenbyraqc.com and look cool and sexy while you cook, just like me. Okay? Catch you next week. Thank you guys. Bye.